Pit Bike Mike. So, it has been a mighty long while since I've done a video on this, and I figured it was worth an update. So at this point, I have done roughly 6,000 miles since I've bought this, and it's been really reliable. It's been awesome. You know, I gotta say, I love this thing so much. It's been one hell of a vehicle. You know, and the thing is, it works for everything that I've needed it for so far. You know, like going to doing dump runs, going to like Home Depot, picking up supplies, you know, for like the house and stuff. Using it for work. Like, this thing is literally the do-it-all, like, amazing-ass truck. And honestly, I get better gas mileage than if I was driving an F-150. Like, the lowest that I've got on this thing, and I'm sitting and idling, I'm doing like slow, like speed, off-road, all that, four-wheel drive, whatnot, and I think the lowest that I've got was 19 miles to the gallon. Which, you know what? Most people can't even get 19 miles to the gallon in their F-150 without having to do a bunch of highway. You know, unless they got like an EcoBoost or something like that. But either way, the reason I bring up F-150s is I had one, and I'm not much about them Chevys or them Dooges. But either way. I gotta say, I haven't had to do anything to this truck, you know, and that's been really nice. Like, yeah, there's, you know, like when I pulled the wheels off, I've checked that like the brakes are good. You know, I don't need pads anytime soon, which is nice. You know, like I've done oil changes, which, you know, that's obviously a necessity, but you know, yeah, it's been great. This has been such a phenomenal little truck. It's definitely probably been one of my better purchases I've ever made. Speaking about great purchases, it might be hard to see in the video, but I got a cup holder off of Etsy. It's awesome. It really is. It's 3D printed. It mounts into the ashtray, but I still have access to the, you know, cigarette lighter, you know, so I can, you know, charge my phone or whatever else I need to do. Yeah, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, because of how bouncy this truck is, you know, you might not want to have a full cup of coffee in there. It helps, you know, like, you know, instead of having to hold it by hand and try to do everything else, but yeah, great purchase. Definitely would recommend if for some reason somebody has one of these. You know, I gotta be one of them Americans, you know, gotta have my cup holder for my, you know, my super big gulper. Yeah, either way, I digress. But yeah, it's phenomenal. It wasn't that expensive, which, yeah, I kind of kicking myself for taking so long to pick this up. I don't know why, but either way. So a couple things that I've been thinking about doing, which I don't know why it's taken me so long for the one thing, is getting either a spray-in bed liner or something like that, because with as much as I use the bed of this truck, I am decimating the white paint in the bed, so I definitely need to get on that sooner rather than later. Yeah. Now, that was the one thing that I really should do. Now, the other thing that's just kind of frivolous is that I've been looking, and on eBay, I found a 2-inch lift. So, you know, I don't know if I really need to have a 2-inch lift on this truck, but it would be kind of cool, you know. Like, when I'm doing all my off-roading that I do, I haven't had an issue to where I needed to be lifted because I haven't high-sided or anything, and it's not like I'm doing hardcore off-roading. Like, you know, my off-roading would be the equivalent of, like, you know, trying to think, like, what's the most, like, you know, like through fields and stuff like that, through, like, you know, small things, you know, like where it's not like I'm doing, like, rock crawling or anything like that. I'm just, and I'll admit, even though it's older, this thing shifts into four-wheel drive very quickly, which is pretty nice. You know, it's definitely something that it's definitely cool. Now, I had to do like some research into it, because like the sun visor has, you know, like what all, like how to operate the four-wheel drive system and all that. So when I'm at a stop, I can put it into an axle lock. So once the axle lock is on when you're at a stop, supposedly you can shift into four-wheel drive while moving. I haven't really given it that much of a try because, you know, I just haven't, but in theory, you are able to do it. Alrighty, so since I talk about it, figured I could show you a little bit about, like, kind of the off-roading I do on my daily basis. You know, nothing too crazy, just a little bit of driving through the woods on a, you know, pretty packed, you know, like dirt path, so nothing too outrageous, but in some ways I guess you could say it's more than what some of these people with lifted Jeeps do. So yeah, nothing too crazy that, you know, no normal vehicle, well, SUV would be able to do, but, you know, at least I get out here to do it all pretty frequently, which is pretty nice, I'll say, you know. I have fun. And, you know, at least I get to use this thing for what it was designed for. Alright, yeah. Besides that, you know, nothing really too much of interest has really been going on with this. But, you know, like I said, I just kind of wanted to, you know, bring it back onto the channel, you know, and I guess just show you all the goods. And yeah, hope you all like, subscribe, hit like,